Alright, welcome to the introduction to specifically the introduction to the Math with Gall website, but what's going to kind of end up being more of an introduction to the flipped Algebra 1 material. I'm thankful to say that through a lot of hard work and some help from other teachers and some other districts, I'm able to bring this to you as what can more or less be seen as an alternative method of gaining a math credit. So this website that I have here, you should have it. It should have access to everything that's on here, and we're going to talk about how to navigate through here and how to make this math work as a credit. So this is the home page that should load up with the right link. Obviously, if you found this through typing in the URL, good luck. It's I think that the best it's going to be is sites.google.com/ I think site/nben.k12.or.us .math or /math with Gall. Not a whole lot that I can do there, as it is a district website, so that's what it's going to look like. Obviously, there's these two buttons here, these two links. The flipped Algebra 1, which I'm mainly going to be talking about here. There's also the work sample information web page where you can access some practice work samples, some other ways to visualize the work samples that we use here as an alternative to the essential skills assessments. But let's go ahead and look at the Algebra 1 page. This is the main web page for that. The home page for the math for the flipped Algebra 1 math site. Just some interesting graphics here, some things that I heavily believe in, and kind of what a traditional class would look like versus this flipped class. I'll let you go ahead and read that and understand how this flipped math thing works. I think that it's worth your time and energy to read that. Notice I have all three terms on here, fall, winter, and spring. It doesn't mean that we're going into the fall term, so you have to work on the fall stuff. We're going into the winter term to work on the winter stuff. I advise everybody start at the fall stuff, get a credit, and go from there. Okay. In the fall course, in the fall term of this, we start with our Unit 1 real numbers, go to expressions, equations, linear equations, and proportional reasoning. This is the overview of the fall term. More or less just a page that's here to be able to navigate between the different terms. I would say that the number of times that you'll probably look at this page is pretty minimal. So the first one here is the real numbers. This is our first unit. Again, probably a page that you won't look at very often. Once I show you the navigation, I'm going to go ahead and save that navigation bar to the end. But you can see there's 6 sections in the first unit, followed by a review. The way this class works, it's more or less self-paced with some blended classroom material. And I'm going to have everybody start at section 1.1. I have recorded a video that goes over this page of notes right here, which you can pull up and print off as a PDF, or I will always have copies in my classroom. They are Cornell-style notes. I will be teaching you how to take notes. They're very stemmed notes. You see a lot of stuff on here, but it's really just kind of I'm going to be writing more than is here, but it helps the notes go a little bit quicker when they're kind of stemmed like this. If you have no way to print these, or you forgot them at home, you can do your best to write on just a blank piece of paper everything that's on here. Sadly, there's no way to pull this up as a digital copy and fill it in that way. I'm more of a believer in a hands-on approach to math, because this right here, this 5 2/3 is pretty tough to write on a computer. So This is a pretty standard note packet with practice problems filled in at the end. Section 1.1 is a little bit different in the sense that it doesn't really have an application section, but other than that, it's all there. So that's kind of what a note packet looks like. So this is the section 1.1 page, and the lecture is right here. I'm not going to play it because it would be weird to play a video in a video. I'm sure it would work just fine, but personally, I hate the sound of my own voice through a computer. So whenever you're in my class watching these videos, you're going to want headphones. Okay, you're going to want to listen to these with headphones, and that means listening to the video, not to music. So there's solutions to every practice. I don't have solutions to the first 2 pages of most of these. These are your notes, and I don't have solutions to the notes that you have to watch the video and fill in. I check the packets when you're done. So fill in those notes, summarize your notes, if you can see that right there, and then check your practice problems, and we'll talk about the additional practice in just a second. After you get done with the notes and the practice, and if there's the application problems, you will be doing what's called a mastery challenge. This is how we move on from one section to the next through the material. The first mastery challenge I will allow you, it's not required, but I will allow you to do on the website. Okay, the way you do that is you would fill in your email, hit next, and go through all the problems. Okay, it may be more your style to open this as its own window, if that's what you wish to do. I think of it as being a little bit easier. And these are select all that apply problems. I don't think I'm going to do very well because I'm not really thinking about it too much. I'm just going to select a bunch of things and get us moving through here. Maybe I'll try a little bit. No, I don't want that one. So this is a mastery challenge. Is usually 5 questions. 5 questions that are related to the material that you just learned. And yeah, I'm going to do that. So that's all it took to do that mastery challenge. A lot of these will be some form of multiple choice, whether it's a select all that apply, or a drop down list, or just a straightforward multiple choice type of problem. That being said, on those mastery challenges, you need to score an 80% or better, or as this will show, it'll show a number out of 100 points. So you would need 80 out of 100 points. And so you can see here it says section 1.1 mastery challenge, your response has been recorded. You can view the score. It auto grades it. I got 60%. I can go back and look at the ones that I got wrong. And this one's kind of weird in that it shows that these two, this actually means that they're right. But I obviously missed some, and once you go through this section, you'll know what it does show you all the right answers. There you go. So it'll show you the correct answers to the problems. I got number 2 right. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. Got number 3 right. That's even better. And number 4 right. Oh, I missed number 5. It shows me the correct answers. You are limited to 1 response on the online version of the Mastery Challenge. So what that means is if you don't pass this Mastery Challenge, and this is the instant feedback that you're getting, that you get to see right away how you did. Okay? So me, I didn't pass it. I got 60. I needed to get 80. Okay? I didn't get 80. So that means, and don't worry about it yet, I'm going to tell you that I get a report anytime somebody takes one of these mastery challenges, and it's going to tell me whether or not you passed. Okay? So if I look it up and I see that you didn't pass, I'm going to expect that you do this additional practice worksheet. A lot of the same problems, maybe just a couple more, but they're just like the practice problems. You will have to show me that and I'll save something for just a second, but you're going to have to show me this additional practice in order to get a paper pencil version of the Mastery Challenge itself, the in-class version. Excuse me. So if you don't pass, On the online version, you're going to have to come into class and take it in class as a paper pencil version so that I can see, maybe if you have to work problems out. I know that a lot of people are going to look at the Mastery Challenge, the online version, and say, I can't really write anything down, so I'm not going to. I would say most math problems, even I have to write out. I can't just do them off the top of my head. So if you don't pass the online one, you're going to have to come in and take it as a paper pencil Mastery Challenge, and it'll be that. So this does allow you to move through this stuff at a pretty quick rate, as it's self-paced. This is the first video, and it's 24 minutes. Most of them I can see being done in. I like to keep most of them right around the 20-minute mark. I know there's one that's like maybe 33 minutes or something. So that's one out of all these sections. There's somewhere around 4 sections in each unit. There's 12 units, so that's one video out of all those that's that long. Most of them are right around the 20-minute mark. Okay. And so let's say I happen to pass this section, I would be able to move on to the next section. Okay, and by passing it, I got a score of 80 or better on this Mastery Challenge right here. And then when I got into class the next day, the teacher, me, I'm going to say, hey, Timmy, I see you passed that Mastery Challenge the other day. Let me see your packet. Let me see your notes. If you don't have your notes, you don't get to move on until you fill in the notes in class and go to the next one, because there's a lot of, it's not just a guess and check thing. It's not, if you didn't do the notes, I couldn't prove that you just went through this Mastery Challenge by itself, passed it, and said, hey, look, Gall, I'm good to go. It's not going to work for me. I need to see that you put in the effort of filling in those notes. Okay, so that I can validate your learning. All right. So after I pass this first Mastery Challenge, now I can't really click this here. There's a next section button. I'm going to go full screen really quick so I can click it. I know you can't see that because of the resolution here, but that next section button, I was good to go. I got to go to section 1.2. All right, and I get to fill in the notes on the next section and work my way through. As I get to so let me just show you this now. This is your navigation on PC or tablet. It's going to be up here, and this gives you the kind of breakdown. It's kind of a pain to go through, but if you go through the flipped algebra 1 fall term, I did unit 1, and this shows me that I'm on section 1.2. If I made it all the way through all these sections and I even got to the review, and I see that there's a review packet also. This is, I get test problems, the style of test problems straight from the review. So it's a very good idea to do the review, check your answers on the review solutions part. Obviously, I can't really stop you from just filling it in, but I don't think you really learn that way. Okay, I know it's a possibility, but you're not really going to learn that way. At the end of this first unit, after this Unit 1 review, there's something that has to be done in class, and that's a Unit 1 test. That's done with me in class, paper, pencil, old school. I'm not going to put a digital copy of that up because that would just allow for way too much just guessing and too much multiple choice, really. I really don't like multiple choice math, but I chose to put those Mastery Challenges up there as multiple choice to kind of help you out. So that maybe you didn't always have to just do math work when you're in school. You spend a lot more hours of your day outside of school than in school, so I wanted to give you that ability to do that. So as I said, on this navigation bar, it's over here, and if we look back at this section 1.1, you don't have to do this. And so see, I returned to the page. It won't let me go back and do another version of the online Mastery Challenge. That's a little safeguard that I have. But I wouldn't even have had to take it this way. If I looked at the stuff and said, you know what, that looks just way too hard, I'm not going to submit this. I don't want to do it on an online version. I want to do it in classroom, paper, pencil. I'm in a place right now that I just can't do it. logistically I can't do it online, so I'm going to wait till I get to school the next day and take it in class. You're more than welcome to do that. I don't require that the first mastery challenge is done online. It's just an option for you. So I'm trying to give you as many options, trying to help you out get a math credit here. So where are we at now? The only other thing that I wanted to show you is, as I said, this is also available through, or it kind of auto adjusts. I'm going to go back to the section 1.1 page here. It auto adjusts if you're looking at it on a phone, on a mobile device. This is the mobile layout. So you can see that things kind of get a little crammed in here, but they're still all there. All right, there's the section 1.1 lecture, there's the notes and the practice solutions, additional practice, and even the mastery challenge, all available right here. The only thing that really changes is the navigation was over here. Now it's this style of navigation in it. I know it takes up a lot of the screen on the mobile, but if you're looking at changing pages, you're looking at changing pages. It doesn't take too much work to do that. Okay. So the things that I expect things to be done in order. If I see that you just happen to think, I'm gonna mess with Gall here, I'm gonna go to winter term. I've been working on my unit 1 stuff, but I'm gonna go to winter term 5.1. It's a terrible example right now because the mastery challenge isn't on there. But I'm gonna go do the mastery challenge for 5.1 just for a joke. I'm not going to accept it. I'm going to make you end up doing it again. So don't waste your time to try to waste my time. Okay. One last thing I'll show you is this section 1.2. It's a little bit different. I'm going to go back to the computer version of this. If we notice this 1.2 note packet, towards the end of the practice, there is an application section. So a little bit, kind of stretching on some of the earliest stuff to find applications of this, but I'm looking at some application type problems. If you find those as being really hard, the first thing you want to do is go back to that site page. This is the 1.2 site page, and there is another video that's just a short, this one is 4-minute long, just walkthrough of that application section. So I want you to go ahead and check that out before you really get too involved with getting stressed out about the application section of the note packet. Okay, check that out. All right, I think that's probably all I had. I'll just go ahead and wrap it up with, if you wanted to see the work sample site, it's just kind of another thing that I do. I like to help students through their work samples, and this is kind of all the information that I have that I've compiled over the years. The different types of work samples. You're more than welcome to take a look at that. Just more videos, more practice things. And if you're really a person that needs to get work samples done in order to meet your essential skills to graduate, come talk to me. I'm more than willing to help you out within the time that you have in a math class. So that being said, I wish you the best of luck, and I'm glad you're deciding to start this journey and try to get a math credit through this flipped style. So thanks. We'll talk to you later.